Chapter 2. Know your body. Your body is your temple. Keep it pure and clean for the soul to reside in. B.K.S. Iyengar. The above-mentioned quote implies the importance of yoga for cleansing of the soul. Yoga is a form of meditation uniting the mind and body, and it is important to know the inner workings of the body. Anatomy is a medical subject dealing with the basic structures of the body. It includes knowledge of the bones, muscles, joints, blood vessels, nerves, and organs within the body. Knowing the anatomy of the body is an added benefit if you are a yogi. It is vital to know which muscles and bones can sustain which type of injuries, which asana targets which muscle compartments, and which poses are specific to healing on injuries. Anatomy of the body is diverse. The body of a human being is not just muscles and bones, but also nerves, blood vessels, joints, and organs. Being a yoga instructor does not mean you have to know everything, only the basics needed for yoga. These include major muscles, joints, and bones, as well as the most common movements of the body. Major bones of the body. The body has 206 bones, and these are divided into long and short bones. As a yogi in training, you only need to know the major bones of the body, such as those in the legs and arms. It is also important to know the structure of the spine, as it is, quite literally, the backbone of the skeleton. Having knowledge of bones will help aspiring yoga practitioners to know which asanas are applicable on which anatomical part of the body, and which bones are at risk of injury during yoga practice. Major muscles of the body. With the bones, yoga practitioners also learn the attachment of muscles to the bones. While these may seem daunting, students must remember that muscles are divided into compartments. Each muscle compartment is associated with a specific anatomical part, for example, the quadriceps in the thighs and the biceps and triceps in the arms. Learning them in conjunction with the movements and asanas will give yoga practitioners a fair idea of who can benefit from these asanas, such as students with shoulder dislocation problems. Major joints of the body. Joints are the structural attachment between bones and are most prone to injuries during asanas. It is important to know the movement of major joints, primarily the arms and legs, as well as their degree of rotation. Joint movements such as flexion, extension, and rotation allow yoga practitioners to determine which movements are safe in particular asanas. Structure of the spine. This is a key topic of focus for yoga practitioners in training, as the spine is the support structure of the human skeleton. As most meditation poses involve twisting of the spine, it is important to know the bones, discs, as well as the nerves which pass through it. Knowledge of the spinal structure can also help you guide students with chronic back problems and injuries. Major movements of the body. After studying the basic structures, yoga instructors have to know how the body incorporates these structures in basic movements. The basic movements include deep and shallow breathing, stretching or sitting. It is important to know the movements involved in each yoga asana, as one asana may involve multiple movements. Overstretching or prolonged stationary position can lead to strain or sprain in beginner students. Muscles during yoga poses. Yoga asanas can either focus on one muscle compartment or multiple ones at the same time. It is therefore important to know which muscles are being used in various asanas. This aids instructors especially in formulating yoga routines for people who attend private classes for medical ailments. Alignment of the body during yoga. All of the above pointers are then used to determine the risks during yoga asanas. Risks during yoga asanas implies knowing the kinds of injuries associated if an asana is not performed correctly. Knowledge about the joint movements is particularly beneficial in guiding beginner students in avoiding injuries due to overexertion of a singular joint. Having knowledge of the anatomy of the human body can make you a better yogi and an even better yoga instructor. When you're a yoga instructor, you will be sought for advice after pregnancies, ankle sprains, hip replacements, spinal deformities, and dislocated shoulders and knees. Knowledge of anatomy will help you reassure these people and guide them towards rehabilitation and a better lifestyle. Even during yoga classes, beginner students are highly likely to twist their foot, fall on their face, or pull a muscle or a nerve. If you know basic anatomy, You can quickly assess the problem area and help them temporarily relieve the problem.